Hello everyone, welcome to EC Debate. Today we are debating in the topic of legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime. But before we debate, I would like to inform you a little bit what is legalizing, what is prostitution, and what is sex crime. So first of all, legalizing is mean to make something legal or to allow something by law. And prostitution means the act or the practice of engaging in promiscuous sexual relations, especially for money. And the sex crime, the last one, it means a criminal sexual offense, such as rape or sexual abuse that is identified by law as especially inimical to public decency and safety. And so, yeah, we have 13 debaters here, 7 people for the negative team and 6 people for the affirmative team. So let's get started, and I'll begin. So for me, I agree that legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime because people having the sexual desire will have more choices to release that feeling with someone who agreed to do the same. For example, if you're a man, a single man, and you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you really need to have sexual intercourse with a girl or a man, and you cannot just walk down to the street and go get a girl or a boy from the dark corner, because that is exactly illegal. But you have money in your pocket, and luckily prostitution in your country is legalized. So all you have to do is just go to the brothel and go get a boy or a girl, a sexy one, from the brothel. You don't have to feel embarrassed because prostitution is legalized. And also the possibility of the innocent victims will be reduced if the prostitution is legalized. According to the report from Pravina Homsagun Foundation, in 2015, there were 656 people reporting that they were committed sexual crime by people that they didn't even know. From the report, it showed that people were likely to grab unknown persons from nowhere just because they had no choices. That is why I agree that legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime, because people will have more choices to release the sexual desire. Thank you.
Thank you, Pa. I strongly disagree that regularizing the prostitution will reduce sex crime. If you say that men have more choices, when the men want to use a prostitute, they must have money for paying for a prostitute. It shows that when you want to have sex with a prostitute, you must have money. But mostly, sex crime causes from men who work as a labor or worker. These men are a group of low-salary people. Surely, they don't have much money for using a prostitute. When the law makes the prostitution legalized, I think it will not help to reduce sex crime. Thank you.
I disagree for the topic that legalized prostitution will reduce sex crimes, because there are some girls or women who have been trafficked or kidnapped into sex industry. And if we legalize prostitution, the demand of women may increase, and they need more and more women for this job. Because of that, it may increase human trafficking. And so if they are forced to do it, it's considered as a sex crime. Do you think it will reduce sex crimes? Thank you.
Thank you, Nan. I agree with the topic. From Nan informed, if they are forced to do it, it is considered as a sex crime. By the word legalize, it means to make something legal. So, before making something legalized, the government might have concluded and agreed with that law. They might have come to control the processes of the making that strictly. In the field of making prostitution legal, according to the Article 6, 7, and 8 of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of Thailand, whoever committing a crime by kidnapping, abusing others, and doing businesses in the way of human trafficking, they will punished by law. It is likely possible that kidnapping or raping will occur. That's the reason why I agree with the topic legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime. Thank you.
Legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime. From that argument, I agree that if you legalize prostitution, it will help to reduce sex crime, because by the word legalized, it means that prostitutes will be protected by law, and it will be easier for the government and the police to control or investigate if there's someone committed a sex crime or violence. And according to a study conducted in Queensland showed 149% increases the rate of rape when legal brothels were closed in 1959. This obviously showed that the rate of rape has increased because there's no prostitution. And I believe that no one would want this to happen in our society. So think about it. If we don't want the rate of sex crime to be increased in our society, prostitution should be legalized. Thank you.
Thanks, Namso, but I disagree with her. If prostitution is legalized, how are you sure that the government or police can protect them completely 100%? There are lots of people and many cities in countries all over the world. Some hotels are located in countryside or the place that the government or police cannot go conveniently. And nowadays, the increase of sale of sex is expanding well because it's private and it can avoid from the detection of officials. For the reason it's married to human trafficking again. Thank you.
Thank you, Oi. I agree that the sex crime will not reduce if the prostitution is legalized. It's because some of men have graveness instinctively. When they have sexual intercourse with prostitutes, they will use the violence with them to satisfy themselves. So, if the prostitution is legalized, it will be easier to cross the sex crimes. Although they can report to the police, But how can we assure 100% that they can protect them? Even we have the law to support the prostitutes, it still will be the violence and sex crimes. Thank you.
If the government supports the prostitutions to be legalized, the prostitutes will be protected by laws. They can report the police officer if they are treated by their customer or the people around them. The prostitutes should have the right to protect themselves as the people in other field of careers because they are simple human beings like others. The government and electing official officer can help them by law. That is the reason why I agree with the legalizing prostitutions can reduce sex crime. Thank you.
I agree with the topic that legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime because most pimps force prostitutes by using violence. The managers or a pimp sometimes force them to work very hard, and if they refuse, they will get hurt. That's such a cruel thing. The manager treat them like a slave. After sleep with many guests, the pimp or the managers will keep the money that they are paid. In some countries that the prostitution is legal, such as Australia and Denmark, the prostitutes will never be treated like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. I disagree with this topic. Violence doesn't caused by managers nor pimps. It can be caused by everyone who comes to harm other people with no reason. It can be their colleagues, their customers, or even the police. For example, according to Jandina 2008, she is an agent from Cambodia Prostitutes Union, said that more than 300 prostitutes were confiscated, harmed, or including raped by the police. As Rashad Affairs thought, human trafficking is a major problem in Cambodia, so the government commanded to close Cambodia prostitution trade that caused police harm and rape prostitutes. So the violence is still in the country because of power of the police or the government. Thank you.
Although prostitution is legalized, sex crime will not decrease. Some men have enough money to buy sex, but they just want to have sex with prostitutes without any case. When they have sexual intercourse with those females, they don't want to pay money for them. They just want to have sex for their fun. Sometimes, those men may grab ordinary women who walk alone in a dark street or dangerous places just because they judge women and prostitutes like their sex objects. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I agree that we should legalize prostitution. If the government legalize prostitution, it is true that we cannot make it reduce to 100%, but at least it will reduce the number of innocent people being dragged to rape or to act in appropriate way. At least it will, the kids will not be the victim any longer. According to the study, to lower the rate of the rape and STD rates. Decriminalize prostitution conducted by Elizabeth Nolan Brown, a loophole in Rhode Island. A loophole in Rhode Island decriminalized prostitution between 2004 to 2009. During this time, the state saw significant increases in rape and gonorrhea.
So, to our team, we strongly agree that legalizing prostitution will reduce sex crime for 3 reasons. Firstly, people will have more choices to release the sexual desire. And secondly, the prostitutes will be protected by law if the prostitution is legalized. And finally, the pimps or the manager who are likely to commit a crime will have less chances to do it with the prostitutes. And thus, we strongly agree that the sex crime will be reduced if the prostitution allowed by law. Thank you.
Yes, for our group, we are disagree that legalizing prostitution because it increases human trafficking more, then business will arise, and selfish people such as pimps or managers must find more women to work for sex industry. Another reason we disagree because some men took prostitutes just like sexual objects, which is not required to pay when having sex. Yes, also making it legal. The prostitutes have the right to sell their body without under control of managers. Finally, cheating after having sex will happen easier. So, we believe that legalizing prostitution could not reduce sex crime. Thank you very much.